Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Theresa Campbell here. Be Next Entertainment and Be Next, and Theresa Campbell Media. How are you today? I hope you can see me okay. I am trying out something new. How are you? And I hope you're having a great Tuesday. I hope your Monday started off with a bang. I hope that your Tuesday is continuing that process. I hope you are not losing momentum. I hope you are gaining momentum. I hope you are hanging out with people who speak life into you. I hope you are getting the nourishment and the nurturing that you need. I hope you are eating well. I hope you're working out. I hope you have somebody to love. I hope you have people who love you. And I hope that you're really making this thing called life work. That is what this is all about. There is nothing else. And while you come on in and make yourself comfortable, grab your tea, grab your coffee, grab your vino or your prosecco, I am going to share this video with others in my community just to make sure that everybody is getting this. I want everybody to, I want friends and people here. I want people to join the ride. I want people to share this information with. I want us all to come up. I don't want to come up by myself. I don't want you to come up by yourself. I want a whole group coming up together. So I'm just checking my notifications here, making sure that I am not missing anybody. And while you're here, as you come in, go ahead and say, hey, hello, what's up, holla, put something in the comments so that I can see that you're here. And again, I am sharing this just quickly. Bear with me a minute. Okay. As you come in, also share the video. If you have a group, share the video. If you have a public figure page, go ahead and share the video. And I'm really excited for this next phase. I don't know about you, but this last week really, whatever was left stuck in place for me, I don't know about you, but for me, whatever was left stuck in place this last week pushed it out of the way. So you will see me more online. I am getting it together. You will see me more online, and it's not always going to be pretty, and it's not always going to be perfect, but I will be here. As long as there is a Facebook and social media and digital marketing, Theresa will be here. I feel like it is my mission to continue to share this message of empowerment. I know it's corny, but to share this message that you can be more, you can do more, you can, whatever you can dream up, you can be that. And there's enough of negativity going around in the world to start a new planet. There is enough negativity going around in the world to start a new galaxy. I will not be involved in that, okay? So if all of this makes your stomach churn, then you have my full blessing and permission to find another place to get your stuff. So again, I'm just going to share this really quickly. Bear with me. Okay. Sharing. Okay. So today I am starting a new challenge called the Bold Woman Challenge. I don't know if you know of anyone who is successful who hasn't done something really bold, really daring, something that really shook them out of their core, something that they were completely afraid of, completely afraid of. Okay, so anyone who has ever achieved anything monumental faced their fear. They turned around, faced their fear, and they had to walk into their destiny knowing that they couldn't go back. And I think that has been my theme for the year. If you're going forward and you make any type of progress, you cannot go back. I'm just waiting a few more minutes to see if anybody is going to join. Bear with me. For those of you watching the replay, me apologizes. Hang in there 1 second. Okay? Just want to make sure that I don't miss any live interaction. Okay. Okay. So, just, anybody who, even people who have gone through like the worst or been raised in the worst environments, and I use worst loosely because everything is relative, but people who in the projects or in the ghetto or in ghettos around the world, even that was probably not the worst. Some people have had to face, hi, welcome, whoever is there, go ahead and drop a comment. Before you go, if you are a Facebook drive-by or a Facebook scroll-by, click like, put an emoji in the comments, okay? There is enough love to go around in Facebook for us to share the love. I want to beat the algorithm, okay? So, saying all that to say that you're going to have to get away from negative situations and negative people. I cannot say it enough. It's what I know for sure. I know for a fact that you have to really get yourself out of environments that are not conducive to your growth. I mean, think about it. When you plant a seed and you put a seed in the ground, you can't put a seed in sand. You can't put a rose seed in sand, for instance, and expect for it to grow. You have to put the seed in the proper soil. And even then, when you put it in the proper soil, you have to make sure that you're tending to that seed properly. It has to have the right water. It has to have the right... Hi, Tandra. How are you? Good to see you here. I'm trying to fix my hair. You have to make sure it has the right seed. It's in the right soil. You have to make sure you water properly and it's in the proper sun in order for it to grow. So if you have received any type of seed and you have made any type of progress, make sure that you're not going back, making sure that you're in the right environment around the right people that are conducive to your growth. Okay, so I am excited because today we're in the Bold Woman Challenge, and this is a sneak peek because we are doing this online in my private community. I do have some awesome women who have signed up, and they are receiving the worksheet, which is really phenomenal. If I don't say so myself, it's really packed with content that I have not shared before. So if you want to join in on the Bold Woman Challenge and participate in this dynamic dialogue, go ahead and message me and I'll send you the link so that you can sign up. In today's Bold Woman Challenge, we're talking about probably one of the most simplest things, but it is the foundational item that you have to accomplish first in order to get on your path of destiny, and that is clearing out the junk mentally, spiritually, and literally, and clearing out for clarity. Like, how can you really expect to go forward and achieve anything great if you're in a cluttered environment? And I'm talking about literally, but I'm also talking about spiritually. Is there someone you haven't forgiven that you need to forgive? And you don't have to say, I forgive you to that person, but you have to, in your heart, literally get rid of that. Is there a bill that you need to go ahead and rectify? Is there somebody you owe money? Is there some clothes that you can't wear anymore that you need to get rid of? Are there empty bottles in your bathroom? Are there empty containers in your kitchen? Believe it or not, those things hold negative energy, and you really need to get rid of that stuff. Are there buttons on blouses or shirts or jackets that are missing that you need to repair? And thank you so much, Tandra. Tandra says, all the material created by you is always phenomenal. Thank you so much, my dear. Are there any clothes that have holes? Do you need to take them to a seamstress or cleaners and have them repaired? You really need to go through your environment and get rid of all clutter, get rid of all things that are blocking your blessings. Now, I preface this by saying it's simple. It's the easiest part, okay? It has nothing to do with P&L statements, has nothing to do with cash flow statements, has nothing to do with sales funnels. Do you have empty containers in your bathroom? Do you have clothes that you cannot wear? Those things are helping that negative energy or that blocking energy sit in your environment. And it's really time to get rid of that. It's time to clear out for clarity. Okay, so in my worksheet, let me go to this. I have it here. So I just want to give you a little bit more for those who don't know me and those who are like, who is this chick? All we know is that she went to Italy. What does she know? Who is she? I know that there are some people on my timeline who are new or who are seeing me show up a little bit more and they're like, who are you? So back some decades ago, I worked for a large entertainment studio, and there I was in creative marketing, creative services, and I produced a lot of home entertainment marketing material for movies like 300, I Am Legend. I also worked on a lot of TV projects like Friends, West Wing, Gilmore Girls, The OC. Back then when we were like really in front of our TV a lot, I worked on a lot of those shows, a lot of family shows. I did George Lucas, Star Wars, Clone Wars, all of Looney Tunes, and a lot of the Wonder Woman, a lot of those projects, okay? And what I learned in working in that environment was, of course, the marketing and, of course, the creative. So when I talk to you about mood boards and Gantt charts and project management, it isn't something that I learned in an online course. I learned it from being in that environment and holding down my position 15 years at the studio. And so during that time, I won a couple of awards. And Tandra says, that's great perspective. Never considered that conceptual thought on repairing my atmosphere in that manner. It is very true, and it's not, and here's some theory behind it. It is based in feng shui. It's definitely East Asian theory, and it's something that I use all the time. So I will never have anything that has a hole in it, that has a button missing, that I will never have empty containers. Especially, here's where it really comes into play with women is our makeup. So having, and even just having nice containers for how your beauty case should be very nice, something that's very feminine, that makes you feel good. No empty containers of makeup around at all. If it's empty, throw it away, buy something new. Nothing that's old. If you are, I used to wear this particular MAC lipstick all the time. And I went through a phase where that's all I wore. And then I started a phase where I wore more muted colors. And then I started a phase where I wore only lip gloss, right? So if you have any of those containers of colors that you've transitioned out of and you're not wearing them anymore, give them away, donate them. Or, and especially if they're empty, go ahead, there on YouTube you can find videos of people who show you how to take empty tubes of lipstick or lipstick that are maybe half used and boil them down into a new lipstick, same color or a different color. That's not something I do. I just get rid of it, so you can YouTube that. But just make sure that there's nothing in your environment that is not 100% representation of you and where you want to go. And if that means clearing out until you have just a little bit of stuff, okay. Be lean. Go lean, okay? It is the best place for you to start. Getting rid of everything that no longer serves your future purpose, everything that no longer serves your current mindset. If you are changing your mindset and you're really working towards staying in a high vibration, get rid of it all. And you know what? Thank you for the heart so much. It's a little bit delayed, so I will definitely answer you as soon as I see the comment pop up on the screen, and I will definitely acknowledge the hearts as soon as I see them pop up on the screen. And so, going back to what I was talking about, my background. So I did all of that, and you know how corporate is. You hang out in corporate, and then after a time, you're like, I need something else. And so after that length of time at corporate, I decided to do my own thing, and I stumbled the first few years, okay? I started out in office supplies, and I helped a gentleman, a partner, build a business that's still in operation today, and took that business from nothing, zero, to six-figure contracts with local municipalities in not only Georgia, Atlanta, but also Los Angeles. Left that company to do my own office supplies company, and there I earned a contract with Los Angeles Airport. And when I talk to you about fulfillment of product, and when I talk to you about capital investment or infusion, I'm talking to you from experience. So in that business, I lost the contract because I couldn't fulfill the order, but it was a great learning lesson for me. And from there, I went back to my love of creative and Be Next Entertainment. That was around 2014, 2015, and I started, you know, when you start doing what really speaks to your soul, the universe begins to answer you. I started getting client after client, and then finally I was able to get a client that was very consistent and taking me almost to the five figures, and I just kept, you know, being obedient to spirit, and I kept being obedient to my soul, and I got some coaching. I paid almost $7,000 for coaching. I got myself involved with a group of women who are phenomenal, and still to this day in contact with quite a few, not all of them, quite a few, and just a phenomenal experience that was for me. And then the following year, I got my first five-figure client, and that was amazing. And from there, everything just kind of snowballed, okay? Everything just kind of snowballed. But here's what I'll tell you. Your personal life makes a humongous difference into the success of your business. So my business, I felt, was doing okay, and I was pushing and I was hustling, which I know now is not the proper way to to go about it. But I was really working my business, and my personal life began to suffer. And I was working a lot. I probably was working, honestly, 18 hours a day, 20 hours a day, and then everything, the bottom just kind of fell out, and kind of makes me emotional thinking about it, excuse me. And then I'm okay now, don't worry, I'm okay. And then I decided to do something I had dreamed about all my life since I was a kid. Uh, just traveling and going abroad and experiencing life with people from a different culture. And it was the best decision I've made in my life. And my business has not suffered for it. And as a matter of fact, I have gained more clarity about who I am as a business owner, as a woman. You know, let's put the business to the side for a second. As a woman, I have never been more sure of who I am. I have never been more sure of who I am as a mother, daughter, aunt, sister, whatever, community person, a person of the world, a contributor to mankind, if you will, going up and going deep. I have never been more sure of who I am. And that's where this challenge was born, in this spirit of taking bold action. And I don't know what it is for you. It's probably not going to a different country. It's probably not even business. I don't know. Maybe it's time to change your business. Maybe what you thought was your calling isn't really your calling. Whatever it is, you already know what that is. This challenge is just about helping you hear the voice and helping you understand what your calling is, or helping you have that conversation with universe and with spirit so you can understand what your calling is. Okay, it's not my place to say you should do XYZ. It's just my place to provide the environment for the growth and the environment for that spontaneous information and divine intervention that you receive. Okay, that's my only message. With that said, my mission is to help those who are looking to carve out a distinct life for themselves and a distinct business for themselves. A lot of my clients are in the community. A lot of my clients have businesses that help others. A lot of my clients have traditional businesses, okay, as well. And then speakers, coaches, and consultants. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And so that's a little bit about my background. I would say that one of the things that I do well, and one of the things that I enjoy about working with others, is this notion of taking an idea that is nothing and making it tangible. Taking an idea that was on the shelf for 5, 10, 20, 30 years that you've been dreaming about all your life, and turning it into something that now you can monetize, and now you can share with others, and now you can go back into the community and say, I have something to offer you. I love that more than anything else. And if it's global, ooh, I get chills. So I love that more than anything else. I can remember when I was, and I'm an organizer in my DNA, I think. When I was 5 years old, 4 years old, I can remember, my mother was a social butterfly. And I can remember being 5, and she always had these parties at the house. And I was always there, like fixing the vegetable tray and getting the cheese and crackers together and making sure that everybody came in and they had a place to sit. And I was just always that person who made sure the stuff got done. And that's what I do. So that's all I want to say about me. So that's all I'm going to say. Okay, so I talked about my background. So here's what I want to say about clarity. I'm approaching this from the archetype of the queen, okay? I love the story of Cleopatra. She is my favorite. Cleopatra was smart. She was financially wealthy. She funded the campaigns of Caesar and Mark Antony. She knew that she needed to align herself with powerful men, powerful people. She wasn't afraid to travel out of her home, travel out of her country. She was okay with going to another country and aligning herself with the leaders and the A-list members of that community. She wasn't afraid to do something bold. She rolled herself up in a carpet, in a rug, in order to be presented to Caesar. And this is a queen, this is a pharaoh, okay? So we are approaching the Bold Woman challenge from the perspective of the queen. You can be feminine and masculine at the same time. Your only job here is to know when to use which energy. As a matter of fact, if you have a business or you're trying to change careers or any of these things, if you doing financials, masculine. Talking to people, talking to your clients, selling your product, going to trade shows, feminine. Okay, so I want you to take care of you. I want you to take care of your self-care is number one. Okay, so we're talking about clearing. We're talking about getting rid of any junk, clutter, so that you can be clear in your direction. I want you to keep an open mind. Some of this you've heard before. Thank you. Some of this you have not. Maybe. For that information that you've heard before, again, keep an open mind. I said this last week. I hear Bible verses for the 10th time and then it sticks. And then I'm like, oh man, I never heard that before. Even with books maybe that you've read. So keep an open mind. Just allow yourself to soak in the information and ask the universe for direction. So before I get into what I'm going to talk about, if you have a big goal, if you have a bold goal, and even for those watching the replay, I want you to put your goal in the comment section. How can we support you? How can I encourage you? How can I nurture you? So what is your goal for the next 6 months? I can share with you mine. Mine is to rent an apartment in Tuscany. I'm not really sure if I want to rent in Pisa or if I want to rent in Umbria. I fell in love with Umbria when I was there this year. So I really want to rent an apartment there and then moving my way up to buying a villa. I really want to buy property in Italy so that I can have my own place where I can host my own events over there. And I've had people tell me that I was crazy. Honestly, I've had people tell me or ask me why Italy and why buy a property there. And my question is, why not? Why not have a home in Assisi, or why not have a home in Lake Trasimeno where I can invite my friends, where I can invite my clients over, and instead of having our VIP intensive in Los Angeles, we can have it in Rome, or we can have it in Assisi, or we can have it at Lake Trasimeno, or we can have it in Pisa. That's my goal. Okay, while I was there, made a 10-year plan, and my second goal is to turn my 10-year plan into a 6-month plan. So if you're still watching, and if you also are watching the replay, go ahead and let me know what your goal is and how I can support you. Okay, so just checking hi, whomever is here, go ahead and drop a comment. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. And now I just mentioned my goals. What are some goals that you're working on for the next 6 months? A big goal, like something that, okay, business, got it, 5 clients, whatever. I understand those goals. $10,000, $50,000 a month. I understand those goals. But there's something else that's deeper. I want the deep, bold stuff. What are you dreaming for? What are you thinking about? What is that goal? Okay, so in the Bold Woman Challenge, there's a worksheet every day. You're getting an action item every day. You're getting an affirmation every day. You're getting support from me every day. And again, this is a sneak peek. What I want to talk to you about today is clearing for clarity. And some of the places, so in the worksheet today, there are 7 charts. And the 7 charts are, for example, home completion, business projects completion, I'm going through it now, technology up leveling, So, for instance, on technology up leveling, do you need to purchase video equipment and lighting? I have my ring light that I'm using. I still feel like there's some shadow, but I do have my ring light that I'm using. Do you need to up level, buy new phones? Do you need to buy a new laptop? Do you need to buy a new desktop? Do you need to take care of buying new software? Do you need to upgrade your Dropbox? Do you need to upgrade your Google Drive? Do you need to, so again, on technology up leveling, I'm encouraging you to organize your passwords, sync your devices, learn better how to maximize your computer and your programs and your phone and your camera. If you are going to be again, I'm going to put business aside. If you are a woman in 2018, if you're a woman in 2019, and you aren't able to find your password, shame on you. If you are a woman in 2019 and you aren't able to find a document that you need that was on your laptop, and you're on your phone and you can't locate the document, shame on you. You really need to sync your devices. Again, for business, it is a must. For a woman, mother, single mom, corporate woman, you really need to sync your devices. I know it's simple, but these are things that we really need to talk about and get out of the way so that we can move on to the bigger, bolder action items. Organize your computer, set up accurate files, clear out your inbox, clear up your voicemails. Some of you are missing your blessing because your voice, nobody can leave a voicemail or nobody can send an email. I know, I have been there, and I have a new email address. Actually, I have a new email address, so if you want to email me, message me. I need to give you my new email address. You need to create a calendar system. There are some amazing programs out there that you can use to organize your calendar. If you're on Google Calendar, that's great, but you need something else for business. And if you're selling jewelry, promotional items, cakes, clothes, I don't care what it is, coaching, consulting, you need a calendar. Look, it is time, if you're going to be about business, and again, you may not even have a business. If you want to change careers, if you want to get a new job, if you just graduated from college, these are things that you have to have, okay? A calendar. How are people going to schedule time with you? How do you know what you're supposed to do in a given day? Again, it's simple, but we need to just go through some of these things, and you need to set up a file sharing system. Now, this is just in technology up leveling. I have home, I have business, I have technology, I have personal. Maybe you need to hire someone to wash your clothes or take your clothes to the cleaners. There are some things that you're doing day to day that you need to get off of your plate so that you can make space, make room for your passion project, for your passion business. I don't know, maybe you can hire a service to come in and clean your apartment, clean your house once a month, once every 2 weeks. Start small. Maybe you need to hire a virtual assistant. Maybe you can't hire her for full 30 days. Maybe you can hire her for 1 hour a week or 2 hours a week, or whatever the case may be. When you put your mind to really carrying out your business well, the answers that you need will open up to you. So maybe you also need to hire or order fresh flowers. Anyway, I'm just checking to make sure that I'm not missing any comments. So that's for today, the Bold Woman Challenge, a sneak peek at day 1, clearing for clarity, and really just making space and making room for who you really want to be. If you're like most of us, you wake up at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning with this idea or with this notion of who you are really meant to be and what you really want to do. That is what I want to help bring out in you this week. That's what I really want to help or walk beside you with. Help is not the right word. That's what I really want to partner with you on, is bringing out that part, that dream that you wake up with at 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Theresa Campbell, Be Next Entertainment, and Theresa Campbell Media. You can find me at theresacampbellmedia.com. If you want to join the challenge, the link will be in the comment section down below. And comment, again, if you're watching the replay, show some love. If you are wanting to talk to me about any marketing services or branding services, I would love to chat with you. Feel free to message me. And I will leave you with this. She who thinks she can and she who thinks she can't are both right. The choice is yours. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow. I will be back here. Before I go, I will be back here at 3 p.m. Eastern, same time, and on this page. See you tomorrow. Ciao. Buonasera. Bye.